Hi, welcome to Know It Olly's ELI5 for naked shorting stock. So I hope you've seen my shorting video because it explains what shorting is, and there's just one small difference that gets brought into play for naked shorting a stock. Let's go and see how that happens. So, just like before, we have the exact same 5 steps, except in step number 1, imagine you are a very large financial entity and you go to an even larger financial entity like the DTCC or one of the market makers, and because of the new rules with sourcing shares to short, you know that the rule says that you have to be reasonably sure you can obtain the shares for shorting. So to do that, you call up your friend over at another brokerage and he's like, yeah, I have 500,000 of those shares. Do you want to borrow them? He's like, no, I just want to make sure that they're available so I could short them. That first hedge fund, they go into the market and they follow the rest of the steps with shorting into the market. The problem is they didn't actually rent any shares. They didn't actually borrow them. All they did, and all they have to do, is confirm that they're available to borrow. So let's go to a second hedge fund. We got our first guy who's already got his shares sent into the market, and our second guy, and he says he wants to short that too because it looks like it's going down. You know, the other guy's already shorting it. So he calls up his market maker friend and he says, yeah, sure, I've got about 500,000 shares available. Do you want to borrow them? And the guy's like, no, I just want to make sure that they're there in case I need them. Little do the two brokerage guys knows they talked to the same person and they just confirmed the stock against the same 500 shares, and now we have 1,000,000 shares being sold into the market that are reasonably sure on both parts that they can go to that other guy and get those 500,000 shares if they need them. The problem is, what happens if you have a dozen or 2 dozen or more entities calling up that one same guy saying, hi, do you have shares? Oh, you do? Sweet. I don't want to borrow them. I just wanted to make sure that you've got them so I could borrow them if I need to. Next thing you know, you're 140% short on a company because someone's been lending out shares but not actually lending out shares. Or people have been borrowing shares, without actually borrowing shares. And that's when you get into a situation where somehow maybe there was a stock that documents claim might have been 226% short at one point. I wonder if the SEC told us that they closed those positions, or did they just cover? Anyway, check out the synthetic stock video if you want to see other ways of creating pretend shares that enter the market and influence the price. Know it, Olly out.